I'm not sure what's going wrong here. What are you? Magic quotes or what? I cannot. Yeah, I've especially. I'm going to see if I. Not necessarily, no. We could try that. It doesn't seem to generate any errors anymore. Maybe we could try this one. Maybe it's better to show it here. Let's see if we can effectively manipulate the code so it works again and doesn't break. 5 minutes left, okay. So now I've made a query that works again, but no items are found. And I could try to figure out how many columns it has by ordering a column number. And now it gives me the result I was expecting all the time. Now we see here, because I tried to order on column with the index number 10, he says to me, you have an error in your syntax, and it's probably, oh, I forgot another quote. The examples are not a big success today, but I'm going to skip this one too. Okay. And when you successfully can do a union selected tag, there are also some other tables you can join with, like the information scheme table that holds all the data about all the available tables and columns in a database, and so could point you to other interesting tables that you didn't know of. There are some cases in which SQL injection is possible, only you're not possible to output the query result into the response page, and you'll have to think of ways. I'm missing out a lot of. You have to think about ways of how to getting the query result out of the SQL server, and I've been using a couple of techniques to achieve this by doing database enumeration. A true SQL result will give no error, and a false SQL result often results in an error. And And you could use into-out file to dump the result of a query into a file on the web server, and then by requesting it using your Internet Explorer, you could get your query data. Or you, in Microsoft service, you can open an inline connection, an ODBC connection to a second database to open a row set, or and in that way send out your data to another SQL server. And the last one is a very interesting technique. I won't have time much to show. Maybe something I want to say about filter evasion with SQL injection. In general, there are some classic examples of writing it quoteless by replacing or write it without white spaces, by replacing the white spaces with plus, or with a comment. This is a MySQL comment that can be inserted into the query to replace a white space. Or no white spaces. You could also, in some cases, you could also just use no white spaces, and it will also generate a valid SQL injection. If there's checked for, if a value is numeric, you could use hex encoding to encode strings. And be careful that this not is the letter R, but it results in a decimal 144. And there are some filters that filter for SQL reserved words as select, and you could try to evade them by cutting up the select command. And then we have add slashes, MySQL real escape, and magic quotes. As of PHP 6, magic quotes will be removed due to the lot of problems it has generated in the past, and it also fails to sanitize data that comes in other ways than post and get variables. So it fails to sanitize script names. It fails to sanitize server variable like the host or the user agent, and only in the later PHP versions there is a possibility to enable magic quotes to also magic quote real-time results of SQL queries, or the result of a command executed in the shell. I think my time is about up, so I'm gonna